I started cycling when I was about 8 years old. I cycled playing around with my mates, started cycling mountain bikes, got really into BMX riding after that. And then sometime around my mid-20s, I passed my driving test. Still riding loads once I'd passed my driving test, but due to being quite a tall person riding BMXs, I ended up with back problems and sort of just drifted out of cycling as a result of that. And then when lockdown happened, the government started to promote exercise and I started to ride my bike a lot more. I did maybe a 30-mile ride with my long ride, and then I did a 40-mile ride, and a 50-mile ride, and a 100-mile ride, and I kept wanting to know, okay, so I've done a 100-mile ride, what's next? The next metric or the next imperial distance is this. So I went and did that, and then you start watching stuff on the internet and you start seeing other people that are doing great big ultra endurance feats, and you think, oh well, maybe I could do that, but you don't know you could do it until you've had a go. So you see if you can ride through the night. You find that I can ride for 24 hours, and then I also got into audaxing as well, so they tend to be given distances. So I did a 380-mile ride that was coast to coast to coast in just shy of 40 hours. Everyone says it was non-stop. I stopped for an hour or so sleep, but I keep getting pointed out that most people stop for a longer lunch break, so it could be considered as a non-stop ride. In that vein, I'm hoping to do London to Glasgow in less than 48 hours on the Racing Collective route, which I think is 550 miles, 30-odd thousand feet of climbing. They tend to produce routes that go up and down a lot. I've not really noticed the mental changes that you read about, like, an ability to endure these problems that you might face in real life and that kind of thing. But I've noticed the way I feel about lots of stuff has changed. Like my relationship with food and nutrition has changed totally. I love eating. I'm a big fan of eating. I'm a big fan of cooking. But it's certainly changed the way I think about how I structure meals throughout the week and that kind of thing. And yeah, it's changed the way you think about loads of stuff. I always try and kid myself that I'm only ever playing around on bikes. It's never training. And I think if I'm honest with myself, if I'm going to set up an hour-long session on my Garmin where I do zone 2 for this long and then zone 10 for this long with zone 3 recoveries, I'm not kidding anyone, that is training. But you've got to do easy rides as well, or just fun rides, getting miles in your legs, and getting this Ribble has been brilliant. You just come outside and play in the woods, just ride around and enjoy yourself. It's really good fun. I also think riding a bike's a really good speed to travel at. If you're traveling in a car, you can pass loads of stuff and miss it. If you're traveling on foot, what you go through in a day doesn't change that much. But on a bike, you can go through different local architecture, the stone changes that things are built out of and stuff, and I really like that about riding a bike.